there, and welcome to the Indie Pop Girl, the podcast where you will find music chat, new releases, hidden gems, and nostalgic deep dives. Welcome to my first episode, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about the most recent New Music Friday, where we had two big album releases from Garbage and Miley Cyrus. Garbage and Miley fall into the indie pop universe, and there is plenty to talk about this week, so I hope you enjoy. Firstly, I'm going to review Let All That We Imagine Be the Light by Garbage. This is their 8th studio album, and this is lyrically and thematically more positive and optimistic than their last previous record, with less emphasis on the political themes that they covered previously on No Gods, No Masters. Garbage are one of my favourite bands. I just love the variety and experimentation that they create. I believe that they have a unique sound, blending electronic elements, loops and samples with live instrumentation. Of course, we can't forget the icon that is Shirley Manson. Lyricist, frontwoman, guitarist, and a complete force of nature. I will never forget seeing her on Top of the Pops for the very first time when I was 15 years old. Her unique style and red hair was just so refreshing at a time when Britpop and male-dominated bands was reaching its peak. Her image and attitude just spoke to me, and seeing them live at Wolverhampton Civic Hall way back in 1996 was just the icing on the cake. So let's fast forward to 2025, and I'm just so grateful that they are around and they're making music again and touring. So if you ever get the chance to see them live, you will not be disappointed. Let All That We Imagine Be the Light was produced by Garbage and Shirley's husband, engineer Billy Bush. Shirley has revealed that her lyricism was influenced by her hip replacement surgery back in 2023, when she started writing in her bedroom in Los Angeles, bedridden under the influence of her pain medication. She also came through a period of writer's block, and if you follow her on Instagram, she revealed that her beloved dog Vila died, and overall it was just a very difficult time for her. The album is about finding love and positivity in the world, and the album title is inspired by that, by finding the light in dark times personally and with conflicts happening in the world, whether it's politically or fighting for women's and minority rights. This record is hopeful and makes you think about what's important and fighting to find that light in a dark place. Coming in at just over 45 minutes and 10 tight tracks, this is the perfect length for a record. And there really isn't any filler going on here. Garbage have kept this cohesive and the tracks really have a great flow. So let's go a bit deeper into the record, and I'm going to talk about the individual tracks. Just to note, I will not be playing clips of the songs I review, as I don't want any copyright strikes so early on in my podcasting. I hope you understand this. But if you are curious, please support the artist by streaming or purchasing physical formats. I'm not going to talk too much about the lyrics, as I find this is something that you pick up with repeated listens on some records. When I go into a new record, I tend to focus on the overall feel of what I am hearing, the vocal performance, the instrumentals, the production. If something shouts out to me lyrically, I will try and mention this, but if there is something that I have missed, please be kind and we can have a discussion in the comments. I want this to be a positive, respectful and safe space for music fans. So I'm just giving out a little disclaimer before giving my verdict on the tracks and my overall thoughts about the record. Track 1, There's No Future in Optimism. Lead single, and I will be honest, I felt a bit underwhelmed by this when it first dropped, but I only listened to it once and I wanted to hear it again in the context of the album. And I'm happy to report that this sets up the album perfectly. The overall sound and feel gave me version 2.0 vibes, which I welcome very much. And with a classic Shirley vocal commanding, "If you're ready for love," well, Shirley, yes we are. Track 2, Chinese Fire Horse. I love this one. Really strong bass and great lyrics touching on ageism in the music industry. The "wait a minute" refrain is just a total earworm, and I can see this one really growing on me with repeated listens. Great guitar work on this track, just awesome. Track 3, Hold. This displays an electronic production with a fuzzy synth bass. Again, classic Shirley vocal, but this time with some processed vocal effects. To me, this was a bit muffled, and I'm not sure if this effect on the track was intentional. I just wish Shirley's vocals on this was a bit clearer, as it didn't grab me on first listen, but the strong chorus has potential to grow on me, especially hearing it in the context of the album on vinyl. I just prefer it when Shirley's vocals are clearer in the mix. Track 4, Have We Met? The Void. Oh boy, here we go. The intro is very synth heavy and I'm here for it. Absolutely loving the electronic production on this one, and Shirley commanding the vocals by mixing a whispery tone in a stronger register. This song is set in Barcelona about a relationship that is broken down following a confrontation with another woman. There is some anger and bitterness on display here, reminiscent of their early work such as Vow and one of the best B-sides they ever put out, Trip My Wire. The electronic elements are balanced really well with the guitar. It's just a total banger, and this is what I want from Garbage. Hearing Shirley sneer, "Have you motherfuckers been seeing each other?" It's already iconic for me. Track 5, Sisyphus. Now, I had to look up the title of this song to get some context, and Sisyphus refers in its title to the Greek myth of the Corinthian king, and has a double meaning to Shirley's recovery of her hip replacement. Damn, are we in dream pop now? I was actually surprised in how synthy and electronic this record is so far, but listening to this song, I was thinking how good this would sound on vinyl. Shirley doing breathy vocals? Fuck yes, I would love a dream pop album from them. They've dabbled in dream pop and patches over the years, but I would lose my mind if they decided to go down this route. It suits them so well, suits Shirley's vocals, and I know she's a fan of Cigarettes After Sex, so I wonder if she's been inspired by their dreamy soundscape. Track 6, Radical. This is where the title of the album is lifted from, and this has acoustic guitar in the intro, some clear drums in the mix. This song reminded me of some early Garbage B-sides like Driving Lesson and Sleep. Some really strong bass that slaps in the mix, really nice. Love the outro, really strong production. This track is potential to be a real strong grower for me. Track 7, Love to Give. A song about unconditional love. This displays more synths and a drum machine this time. A bit heavier in the chorus where it really lifts the song. The bridge is so dreamy. And again, there's definitely a dream pop album in Garbage somewhere. Please give it to us. I understand that Shirley might not be able to push her voice in the same way as she did back in the day, but I love it when she uses her voice as an instrument. When she sings over her backing vocals, it's just so heavenly. The "You Should See My Scars" line in Bleed Like Me is one of my favourite parts of a song ever. Her harmonising like that is something I want to hear more of. So, Shirley, if you are listening, please give us some ethereal dream pop. Track 8, Get Out of My Face, aka Bad Kitty. Next single, which I avoided as I wanted to go into the album without too many spoilers. I read mixed reactions to this when the single dropped, but it sounds like classic garbage to me. Felt like it had Bleed Like Me production vibes, and the track just gets better as it goes on. I really like Shirley's vocal performance on this, and the lyrics follow on from the themes of the first single, and Shirley was inspired by the regression of women's rights in the US. Track 9, Are You Happy Now? I really like the synth riff on this one. Again, it gave me a bit of version 2.0, Bleed Like Me vibes in the chorus. I really appreciate the blend of electronic elements in the live instrumentation. That's something that I gravitate towards in music. And I feel like this is one of the strengths of Garbage, and it's probably why I love them so much. A really solid album track. Track 10, The Day I Met God. So this was inspired by Shirley's pain medication and recovery in 2023. Garbage usually gives us an epic to close their records, and this track is very synthy with breathy vocals in the intro. Shirley's vocals are front and centre, and I read that they used Shirley's demo vocals into the final mix, which just adds to the track and the overall feel. The track just slowly builds with strings that come in halfway through the song. Really strong lyrics, and I feel that a lot of people will relate and connect to what Shirley's talking about here. Having the gratitude and becoming a better person and growing from trauma and personal issues and looking towards the light and the future and being thankful for the things you have in your life. Really love the outro, although I feel that they could have extended this for at least another minute. My overall thoughts on the record. So I feel that this is a really strong release from Garbage. I didn't really connect with the previous one, so I feel like this is more of a return to form as such. I'm just so thankful that they're still around and making music and touring and being happy creating as a band unit again. I could go on and on about Garbage, but I have another album to review, so I will come back to Garbage in a future episode if you guys would like to hear that. But I'm just going to say, Shirley is an icon. She'll always be my icon, and I will always love and appreciate her and her art with Butch, Steve and Duke. If you love electronic music mixed in with indie rock, please give this a listen. Okay, let's move on to the next big release of the week. And I'm going to talk about the new record from Miley Cyrus called Something Beautiful, which is her 9th studio album. I'll be completely honest, this is the first time that I've listened to a Miley record from start to finish. I enjoyed some of her songs over the years and the collaboration with Dua Lipa. I think I started to take notice of Miley was probably around the Plastic Hearts era, as I love Midnight Sky, and I just think she's more suited to the rock indie pop sound. Her unique raspy voice is just wasted on songs like Flowers, but this new era intrigued me when she started to drop teasers on social media. I avoided the singles because I read that Miley said that the album is more experimental and inspired by The Wall by Pink Floyd, so I wanted to have the full album experienced. And I'm so glad I did. Something Beautiful is a visual album, and Miley touches on themes of healing from trauma and finding something beautiful in life during your darkest moments. It's funny that the Miley record was released on the same day as the new Garbage release. as they both touch on the same themes, and I would say that they are, in a weird way, sister albums, as they both touch on healing and finding the light in the dark times in life. I would say that this is a pop record, but it's something much more than that, as it has a genre blending production. Talking about the production, Miley produced this with Sean Everett and Jonathan Rado. Indie fans out there will already be aware of Sean and Jonathan and their work, and my god, the production on this record is off the scale. I was excited to find out that Miley collaborated with many talented musicians on this record, including Molly Rankin and Aliko Henley from Always, bass god Pino Palladino, Nick Zinner of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, Danielle Haim, Flea, Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes, icon Naomi Campbell, and the one and only Adam Grandiseel of the War on Drugs, who is my guitar king, and I had a bit of a fangirl moment when I read that he was collaborating with Miley. Coming in at 52 minutes, we have 13 tracks with 2 interludes. Spoiler, I listened to this on Friday and I purchased the vinyl the next day. So guys, let's go deeper into the record and talk about the tracks. Like I said previously, I will not be playing clips of songs, so please support the artist by streaming and purchasing physical formats. Thank you. Track 1, Prelude. This spoken word intro, complete with saxophone and strings, transitions into the next track and sets you up for the whole experience. I was not expecting such a grand entrance to this album, and Miley sounds so smooth over the instrumentation. I felt this had a futuristic vibe, and it gives you the hint that something grand is just around the corner. Track 2, Something Beautiful. Here we go. The transitions in the song totally caught me off guard, but I'm here for it. This is so experimental. The production is just off the scale. And I caught Adam's guitar right away, and it just complements everything. The chaos, the rest of the instrumentation. This is what Miley should be doing, and I am so happy that she isn't going for commercial sounding pop. She is an artist and being authentic through her art. The outro of this, god damn. Track 3, End of the World. I love this song. It's just so catchy, and the chorus is such an earworm. I just love the acoustic guitar with the driving drums and the ABBA-esque piano keys. This sound just suits Miley's voice so much. And when I was listening to the track, it kind of reminded me of A Deeper Understanding by The War on Drugs, which is one of my all-time favourite desert island albums. It is just so rich in the production, and there's so much going on with the instrumentation. And that record was also co-produced by Sean Everett. He's got such a unique production style, and I love how effortless he manages to blend in synths and electronics with live instruments. This song should have been a bigger hit for Miley. What is wrong with people? It's got an awesome vocal performance, and it just transitions so well into the next track. Track 4, More to Lose. I don't know why, but I was feeling really emotional listening to this song. It just got me thinking about things and life, and I just felt a bit teary-eyed. It's funny what music can do to you sometimes. I really enjoyed the lyrics and the blend of the instrumental with Miley's vocals, which are more up front here in the production. We have more saxophone, which is just lovely, and there's some nice drum fills near the end. Really nice. Track 5, Interlude 1. At this point, I'm already thinking about how amazing this would sound on vinyl. The wall of sound is just so overwhelming, but in a good way. And this interlude just showcases the production of Sean and Jonathan. My only criticism, it's just too short. Please give us more. Track 6, Easy Lover. Nice, funky and upbeat with some great bass in the mix. I believe this is the next single and I can see why. I noticed that Ryan Tedder is credited as co-writer on this, and it's got that radio pop feel, but it still blends in really nicely with the other tracks. I really love the strings on this track, and it just flows really, really nice with the rest of the record. Track 7, Interlude 2. This time we have synths and a hard driving beat, insane production, we've got strings. I know I already said it, but I was not expecting this level of experimentation on the record. I would love to have these interludes extended if Miley decides to do a deluxe or an EP in the future, because this is just too short. Track 8, Golden Burning Sun. When I was listening to this track, I noticed just how this record just flies by. There's just so much variety and it just really keeps you on your toes. But it's still cohesive despite it being a bit all over the place with the genre blending, which is really hard to do for a pop record. This is such a lovely song. Reminded me of something off the latest Japanese Breakfast record. Miley displaying great vocals again, and I'm just so happy that she's going for a proper album experience, and the length of the songs don't fit into the TikTok 2-minute song trend. She's really letting the songs breathe, and you can hear the quality and the attention to detail. I love the melody of the surrender refrain on this song. It is just gorgeous. Track 9, Walk of Fame. Bloody hell. This song just has you in a chokehold right away. Awesome feature from Brittany Howard, and their vocals just go so great together, and this has just got a great pumping beat. It's a proper disco banger. I love rock Miley, but disco Miley works for me too. Flowers didn't hit for me, but this has got so much more substance. Insane production, and the track just gets better as it goes on. Clocking in at 6 minutes. I could have listened to this another 6 minutes. The outro, holy shit, this track is a production masterclass in every way. This is an SOTY contender. I said what I said. Track 10, Pretend You're God. Okay, this reminded me of something. The beat and the instrumental gave me strong Massive Attack vibes, a proper trip-hop feel with the bass, and it's got this retro vibe at the same time. It's such a unique track, and this definitely deserves repeated listens, because I think this is a song that you would pick up something new each time. Miley's vocals just go off in the outro. Again, solid production, and this is a song that you would really appreciate on headphones. Track 11, Every Girl You've Ever Loved. Okay, sax intro. We are back with the dance disco bangers, and my God, Miley serving his signature vocals on this. This features the legend and icon that is Naomi Campbell. And on paper you think, what the fuck? But when you hear this, it all just clicks into place, and their voices just work perfectly. Loving the sax with the 80s feel, but with a modern Miley stamp on it. The Naomi spoken word in the bridge is just so sick. Her voice is so smooth over the strings. This is a moment that needs to be experienced with headphones. The production is just so strong and so stellar. The way that the electronic vibes is blended with the strings and the sax, it's just too good. There's so much going on. It's hard to catch it all with first listen. It's weird, it's a bop, it's a banger, and this is right up my street. I absolutely love this. Another SOTY contender. Track 12, Reborn. Miley spoken word, oh yeah. I just kept thinking, is this album going to drop off at some point? And it just doesn't. How is she doing this? Miley has definitely found her lane with this record, and I hope she expands on this sound. The lengthy songs don't drag or become stale. She switches things up and just gives you an experience. The outro on this song is just beautiful. I can't wait to listen to this track on vinyl. Track 13, Give Me Love. This is the perfect transition into the last track. This gave me some 60s, 70s vibes with the lovely acoustic guitar and the strings, and this track gives you the opportunity to reflect on what you just heard, and the outro gives some breathing space. And what a gorgeous end to the record, and I was just sad that it was all over and I just wanted to start the album all over again. So my overall thoughts, well, I'm just in full praise of this record. Miley, you have my full respect, and I respect you for being so daring and making the album that you wanted to create. Not to give in to trends or record company pressure. I respect you for collaborating with the roster of talented people on this record. I respect you for your vision and artwork and the visuals that serve alongside the music. I know this won't do well commercially, but I don't think Miley is going for that here. This is just too good to be slept on. If you love music and want to go into something with an open mind, then this album is for you. I love it when an album can take you completely by surprise or by an artist that you aren't too familiar with. I respect the ambition on display, and boy has it paid off. I can't wait to sit with this on vinyl and experience the album all over again. I am honestly blown away by the quality all the way through. And what a treat this has been to review these two records as part of my first podcast episode. I'm telling you, the girls are serving this year. So that's a wrap on my first episode. I hope you have enjoyed the reviews, and if you want to continue the discussions, please reach out to me in the comments. Please keep it respectful, and let's be passionate about the music we love. I also want to quickly mention another release from Friday. It was the 10-year anniversary of Carrie and Lowell by Sufjan Stevens. If you've not heard this record, please bless your ears on this masterpiece about grief and loss. It is not an easy listen, and it's something I can't revisit often due to the subject matter, but the songwriting is just next level. It's an album that requires your full attention on headphones, and I just can't believe it's 10 years old. Next episode will be on Friday, and I'll be introducing my new series, Throwback Friday. The theme will be albums that were flops on first release, but I am here to defend the hell out of these albums and give them the love that they fully deserve. Please follow me on Instagram at theindiepopgirl, and I'll be posting content about future episodes very soon. If you have any feedback or suggestions, then please reach out to me. I'm Rachel, the Indie Pop Girl. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.